Well, hello everybody. What is the rumpus? My name is Steven, as usual, and we're going to be looking at Pacific Flyboys. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is the updated carrier cards and torpedo run. So let's look at that now, I guess. Make sure I'm in the right program here. I got all kinds of things happening. All right, so this is the updated carrier card. I did a little bit of work to things, kind of clean some things up. And what you see about the carrier card is we have, let me do this, it might be easier to see. At the top we have a torpedo run graph or track. To the right we have evasive and AA values. And there's 3 different values for different amounts of planes coming in on the attack. And the little bit lower right under the ship is the hull and deck damage track. To the left of that is the fuel and crew resources area. And then on the bottom, there's spots for receiving the planes here. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So there's spots for receiving the planes. I'll just move that so you can see that little receiving logo there, or icon. And after receiving, it goes into the refuel or repair section. And that is going to cost 2 resources to move it into the launch section. I'm going to turn it up. And then it's going to cost 1 to get that puppy out onto the carrier deck. And then when we have the launch mode or phase, that will be taken out. Or taken out, rather, taking off. Not taken out. All right, so I will apologize. I'm not feeling well, so I do have some coughing and sniffling. I try to edit that out, but I sometimes forget. So we've got 2 B5Ns coming in with Takahashi-san's pilot dive bombing card, rather. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, not dive bombing. We want torpedo. Let me take the other card. Okay, get rid of that. All right. Okay, that's better. So we've got Murata-san's torpedo card. Got 2 torpedo bombers coming in. Oh, 2 plane cards, rather. So it's actually a total of 6. The first thing is when the planes will get into these zones. You see these, there's 3 zones here. When the planes enter these zones around the carrier, adjacent to the carrier, we have to roll for, the AA. So we're going to roll for each plane. So if you look on the carrier card here, sorry about that, you'll see that 2 planes, AA is going to be 35. So this is a percentile roll we're making. So we need to get 35. Let me turn that back to the 5. Can I get back to the 5? Well, anyway, it was 54. So we need to get under that 35% in order to hit. And we got 54, so we missed that AA shot on the first plane. We're going to roll for the next plane, the one under there. And that is a 63. So he also survived that. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to make one more roll here. And I'm going to roll the Japanese side here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to, that's a 3. And that's that's showing up as a 9? Really? That's a 1 in my book. Well, I'm going to go with the 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2d10 here, and we're going to do a sum. So we're going to add up the dice, which is different than before. So there's 2 different ways of using these dice here. So we're going to add the 6 and the 1, which is a 7, and we're going to add the 3 and the 1, which is a 4. So we're going to subtract this 4 on the Japanese side from the defending dice. So that's going to give us, what did I say, 7 and 4? That's going to give us 2. I'm sorry, 3. That 3, we're going to take our bomber. That's a +3. Hang on a minute. Let me just take this. That's a +3. So we're going to move it here. I forgot I'm playing backwards. So we're going to line that up on that number 3. Okay, that's how that works. Now, I should have stated in the beginning, we're going to do a medium run, so we're just going to be rolling the dice twice for our side. There's another AA attack, and that's a 3. Okay, so I'm sorry, that's a 23. So that falls under the 35. So there is a what's the word I'm looking for? There is a damage done to the B5N, that first B5N. So now we go back to the torpedo rolls. So I've got a 2 and a 1, that's a 3, and I've got 2 5s, that's a 10. Now it's going to be a negative number, and that's going to be -7, because this is 3, and that's 10. So we're going to go -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're at -4. Let me get that dice out of the way. So now we're at -4. I do have the torpedo card. I have 10 points that I can spend one time. This is a one-time use for the torpedo card, and it's good for 2 planes. So I'll be able to use this again for this second plane coming in. Now we're going to do a medium run. So we don't get to roll again. And the enemy doesn't get to throw the AA dice again. But they do get one more roll, 1 die, and that's a +3. So that's going to bring us back going towards the plus side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look down, and that lines up with 3. So the hull gets 3 hits. And this plane, which is now in a weakened state, what was I going to say? They go through. And now we're going to do the same thing for the next plane. We already rolled for the AA once, so we're going to do the torpedo roll now. So that's 7 on United States, and what is this? It's a 7? Okay, it looks like a 3 to me. Let me move my camera over. Okay, and a 14. What did I say? 7 and 14. All right, so that's going to give us a -7. So we're definitely going to be using this torpedo card. So -7 is all the way out here. We're way off course on this. All right, so we've got one more. We got the AA gun. It's a 22. All right, so that is, if we look, we can see AA for 2 planes is 35, so 22 is under that. So that is damaged as well. All right, now we're going to do the roll for the torpedo. This is the second torpedo. So we have 13, 8, and 5, and this is 6 or 9. This is 6, so that's 8. Okay. 13 minus 8 is going to be 5. So that's a +5. So this is going to move all the way to the end. I do have this torpedo card worth 10, so I'm going to play that now. It's going to turn that over so I know I played it. And that's going to allow us to move 10 points. 10 points back the other way. They do get a positive roll. Oh, and they get 9. That positive roll. And I used all my 10 points. So I'm back at 9. So this torpedo doesn't do any damage. Okay, I got my 2 planes. They've entered again into this AA zone. I'm going to roll. What is that? 85. All right, so 80 or 83, whatever. It's the same thing. So 83, that's not a hit. It needs to be under 35, and we got a 44. So these 2 guys, I'm going to turn these to face away. Now they can, next time they move, they'll be able to move ahead. And you'll see they're going to enter this zone with these wildcats over here, which is going to cause some problems. And that's the torpedo. It's a little rough right now. I'm still working on it, but that's what I'm doing. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. Go on over here to the Japanese side. And this is the Japanese carrier. I haven't added any details to the carrier. I did add a little smoke and water today, as long as with all the other stuff, but I still haven't added the guns and stuff to the carrier like I did on the Lexington here. I added the little guns and slowly adding details. And that's the torpedo run. It is a little difficult. You definitely want to make your run with a skilled pilot so you have a better shot at hitting this thing. But that was a good hit. 3 is good. If we got one more, if it would have went to 4, they wouldn't have been able to use any evasive maneuvers anymore. And what would happen is we would be using the different system for that, which would be, if they're immobile, then we would be using our torpedo skill here as a 58. So we would roll the Japanese dice, and we need to get under that. It's a 58%, so we got 29%, so we're successful. And then we do a sum, and we see we got 8. 8 is a 1 damage. So we would have done 1 damage if there was like another bomber coming, another torpedo bomber would have been able to do one more damage. So that's how the combat works for torpedo runs. And that's the new carrier card, or the updated carrier card. Again, still need to add some stuff to it. But if you're interested in trying to play this with me, let me know. And certainly don't forget about Through Hell and Back, my bomber game, B-24 bomber game. Still working on that. Just released the expansion pack 1, and I still have the larger expansion pack sitting halfway done. The bones are done. I have to do a bunch of artwork and stuff and a couple other little doodads, but there's still stuff to do for that game. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Please be well, happy, and peaceful, and take care.